So without further ado, guys, our speaker for today, guys, it's Mr. Sakoni Prince. He's a speaker, he's an author, and he's a coach, and he is the president and CEO of SakoniPrince.com. Let's welcome.
I just want to say thank you, Addie, for allowing me this opportunity to come in and talk to your speakers or to your audience today. It has been such a tremendous time. I've been sharing with a lot of the people that I actually network with about this particular coin stream and how important it is in order for us to be able to actually share what we need with those people around us. Can you hear me? I would still want to make sure that if you can hear me, put a 1 in the comments, because I can't hear myself. But anyway, with that being said, hopefully you can hear me. Okay, good. Thank you. And I appreciate that. You know, one of the worst things you want to do is be sharing great information and not having anybody be able to understand and hear what you're saying. But what I want to talk to you about today is coming out head first. You heard me, coming out head first. And you want to get a notepad and a pen and write some things down, because I'm going to share some information with you that will help you even during this time, and not just during this time, but moving forward. So when we talk about coming out head first, one of the first things you want to do is one of the first things you want to make sure that you have in check is you want to have your emotions in check. That's right, have your emotions in check. I tell people all the time, you can't let your emotions drive because they're not covered on your insurance. I'm going to say that again. Don't let your emotions drive because they're not covered on your insurance. You see, oftentimes we make decisions when we're emotional that once we get level-headed, and in fact, once we calm down, we realize that was not the right thing to do. Sometimes we make decisions out of anger. Sometimes we make decisions out of frustration. Sometimes we make decisions because we've been so-called in love, and we wind up having to pay for those later. So in order to come out head first, you have to keep your emotions in check. That means you have to be able to pull back from a situation and actually look at it from a logical standpoint. And I know being in the situation we're in right now, that can be challenging. And one of the reasons is because a lot of people are scared. They're fearful. They don't know what the future holds, and their emotions are running rampant. But in order for you to come out of the situation head first, you can't trust your emotions. You have to keep them in check. You can't make decisions purely based on your emotions. Now, I'm not saying that we're not supposed to have them, but what I am saying is we're not supposed to let them drive. We're not supposed to let them be the final decision maker. We definitely have to make sure we have our emotions in check. But the second thing that you want to do in order to come out head first is you got to get your mind right. You have to get your mind right. You have to evaluate where you are right now versus where you want to be. You know, every GPS, in order for it to get you to any location, it asks for the destination, but then it also asks for where are you now? Because you may be right next to where you need to be, or you may be hundreds of miles away. But in order for it to calculate and show you how to get there, not only do you have to have a destination, but you also have to have your current location. And so with that being said, you need to make sure that you and we are focused on where we are and also where we want to be. A lot of people lie about where they are. They lie to themselves about where they are, and they're really not nowhere close to where they need to be. They may think that they are, they may say that they are, but the reality is they're not. So you have to be honest with yourself to understand where you are versus where you want to be. And that goes with getting your mind right. What steps you need to take, what plan you have to have in place in order to get from point A to point B. In order for you to come out head first, you have to get your mind right. But even after you got your emotions in check, and even after you've actually figured out where it is you want to go, and after you got your mind right, none of that makes any difference if you don't take action. That's right, you have to take action. So if you're taking notes, write that down. The third step is take action. Step number 1, get your emotions in check. Step number 2, get your mind right. But step number 3, you have to take action. You have to be willing to actually put in process the plan that you have. You have to be willing to actually go through it and take the steps necessary. You know, so many people, they want to have a plan, they want to make their plan perfect. And the reality is there is no perfect plan. Because as you go, you're going to have to make adjustments. But if you don't take action, you will never see how it's going to turn out. You know, being a speaker, I oftentimes imagine myself standing on stage talking to hundreds of people. And I see how everything goes, and people are laughing, and people are clapping, and people are getting it, they're nodding their head, they're shaking. All of that goes great in my mind. But it's not until I step on stage, it's not until I take the action that I find out exactly what it is I'm capable of doing, that I find out exactly how things work out. You know what I've learned, even through all of that, there's a fourth step. The first one was get your emotions in check. The second one was get your mind right. The third one was take action. But the fourth one, I think, is the most important. And that's repeat. That's right, repeat. That means you start the process over again. Because eventually what's going to happen is you get your mind right, you figure out where you want to go, you get your emotions in check, and you take action, and inevitably something's going to happen. You're going to fail in the process. And then what's going to happen? Your emotions are going to spring up again. And if you stop right there, then you're off track. You know, somebody once said that the end of the road, or that the bend in the road becomes the end of the road when you fail to make the turn. The bend in the road becomes the end of the road when you fail to make the turn. Now, if we let our emotions drive, we drive off the road because we fail to make the turn. We fail to make the adjustment. We want to go the way we want it to go, and we don't make the adjustments needed in order to stay on track. And so when you're doing something, you're inevitably going to fail. But then you have to start over. You have to get your emotions back in check. You have to get your mind right, and you have to take action again. It's just like a child learning how to walk. You know, they have to deal with the fact that, okay, their brother or their sister or somebody is leaving them, and they want to get there fast, and they crawl as fast as they can. But it comes to a point, it's like, look, this crowd isn't getting it. And they may cry and they may whine, but the only way they're going to be able to get up and get going is that they have to get their emotions in check. They have to actually get themselves in a place to where they say, okay, this isn't working for me. There's something else I have to do. So then they start standing and they learn how to balance themselves and how to keep themselves upright. But then they start taking that action. They see where they want to go and they start moving towards it. And slowly by slowly, and they'll stop and they'll fall. And sometimes they'll cry and they'll whine, but eventually they get back up. And that's the way you and I have to be. Even through what we're going through right now, we have to be willing to go through all of those steps in order for us to come out head first. So my challenge to you is, where do you see yourself after all of this has settled down? What is it that you see yourself doing? What about your business, your family, your relationships? How much more important are they going to be to you after all of this is over? My thing is to start visualizing that now. And I know a lot of people do vision boards, and I'm great with that. But my thing is, if you don't have it up here, if you leave it somewhere, if it gets messed up or gets lost, then what happens? You need to have the vision in your heart and in your mind so that you can focus on it on a daily basis and see where you want to be. And so I really want you to take this to heart, because in order to come out of this situation, you have to come out head first. If you want to kill anything in the world, cut off his head. Just cut off his head. Because from the head, direction comes. If you don't have that direction, you can't go anywhere. You can't do anything. So I want all of us to understand the importance of us knowing exactly what it is we need to do in order to get to that place we say we want to go. You have to get your emotions in check. You have to get your mind right. You have to take action. But then after all of that, you have to repeat. Because eventually, you're going to wind up running into issues, running into situations, and you're going to find yourself back at step one, but you're going to be further along. Somebody once said that you fall and rise your way to success. And Mickey Rooney said that you pass failure on the way to success. So if you're not trying anything, you're not failing, but you're not going anywhere. But if you are seeking to come out of this situation head first, you're going to employ these steps. in order to make sure that you reach the pinnacle of your success, whether it's in your home, in your business, in your relationships, whatever it is you're a part of. Make sure that you focus on coming out head first. Hey, look, I have a surprise for each and every one of you. Everybody that's watching, you can go to SacconiPrince.com/newsletter_sign up. Saucony, CiconPrince.com/newsletter_sign up. And I'll put the link in after this is over. Would you do that for me now? In the comments, put SacconiPrince.com/newsletter_sign up. And there you'll find a link that you can actually get for you that are going to blow you away. Not only outlines, but MP3 audios that are going to help encourage you, even during this time, and help you get your mind right, help you get your emotions in check, and help you take action as to what it is you need to be doing. And look, this is Saucony Prince of SacconiPrince.com, where we make motivation personal by introducing you to yourself. And I want to thank Addie for allowing me this opportunity to come and share this information with you. And I am so excited about your future as well as mine.
Yes.
Addie?
Awesome, man. Oh my God. I was ready to jump out of my seat. Oh my God. I want to hear more. That was too short, man. Oh my God. That was awesome, man. Y'all heard him. I put the link. The link is up on the screen right now. I already got mine. I got blessed. I got mine early, y'all. And it's 3 audio files and it's 2 PDFs. And he is not lying. It's going to blow your mind. I am so serious. You guys really need to take this information like to heart, like seriously. Like we are giving y'all some nuggets, and he is giving this away free. Oh my God, thank you so much, Saucony. Oh my God, this was so awesome. Repeat. We want to repeat. I'm sorry. We're gonna have to get a repeat from you. So oh my God.